the mansion now. And let's see if we can get a response.
We've come to visit you. There's a large crowd of people here. How do you feel about this crowd?
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah. There. I'm sensing the presence of a male in this room. Yes. Can you tell us what your name is? Does anyone have a question? There are no secret questions. There are no secret. So, a male in this room. Can you tell us what your name is? Does anyone have a question? You can hear the bell. There are no secret questions. I promise. Yes.
How soon does the man that walked in this house when I was alone here?
You just said yes. Yes. How long are there? Are you the
And that walked in this house when I was alone here.
You just asked that question. There you go. There you go. Wow. I got
Hey everybody, we're live on the air, live stream. Is everybody having a good time?
Yes.
Wow. What year is it to you?
This is Richard Rulin, our psychic medium. He's been doing some EVPs, getting some pretty spectacular results.
What year is it to you? I've been hearing some about war. It's all here. Long Cold War is here. And finally, if you have a recommendation about how to live a better life, what is it? Have a good story. Have a good story. Check that out. Hold on.
Yeah.
See. And finally, if you have a recommendation about how to live a better life, what is it? I love that right there. You probably are so easily. Wow.
It's pretty spectacular. For those of you who don't know much about Georgia, this is the Stately Oaks Plantation. They call it the home of Gone with the Wind. This house originally was located in Atlanta on Terra Boulevard. And the story is that Margaret Mitchell, who wrote Gone with the Wind, lived just up the street and passed by the house every day. When they were doing the conceptual art for Terra for the movie, she didn't like what they had worked up. She said it had to look like this house here. So if you're not a Gone with the Wind fan, just take time, look it up. You can see it online. And from what I understand, the Terra exhibit is still in Atlanta. You got a flashlight? This is some of the memorabilia they have. There's the movie version of what they wanted. This is what they originally was going to do. The only sad thing is from what I understand, Margaret Mitchell was killed in an automobile, getting hit by a car on her way to see the movie in Atlanta. So we never know, she might show up here. You doing okay?
Yeah, like it got
Now, right here is one of my best friends. This is Paul. Shine it your way. This is Paul Rich. He's our technical guy. He's been a member of the group for a long time. He's a good Joe. He's not as crazy as the rest of us, but we're working on him. Let's see. Here's another group in here. We are live stream right now. Is everybody having a good time? You're on TV right now. Now, what's you scarier, ghost or being on TV? TV, yeah. We have these lovely ladies, and shine flashlight over here, please. And these beautiful outfits. They're here, they're storytellers. They're volunteers with the county to work here at the Historical Society. That's a lovely dress.
Thank you.
I think I'll take her to the movie.
Ghost story?
Ghost story, there you go. We've set up a whole array of different gadgets. Even though some of them are not ones that I will use, I wanted people to get a full idea of different techniques that people use for ghost hunting. And this, dear lady, this is Beverly Lesser.
We keep talking to.
We're live on the air right now.
Okay. Hello, everybody.
She's over at the plantation here, and she's been real good to us, and we're proud to know her and work with her.
We're just thrilled that y'all came and reached out to us.
As a matter of fact, Maria, next year we're coming back here.
I'm Maria.
But we've had a good turnout. We sold out. We had 5 or 6 people for the meet and greet only. Had a lot of good questions, a lot of good responses, and everybody seems to be having a good time.
I'm freaking out.
You freaking out?
I'm freaking out.
No, don't freak out. Then I'm gonna
The
hurt you.
spirit answered my question.
Well, you asked the question.
Yes.
What did you expect?
It wasn't that, was it? And there she asked the spirit, like my dress, felt like the lady in the dress, and lights started going like crazy. So we need to ask them. Right, yeah. Think of that. My phone started going crazy. I couldn't take a picture. It was acting really crazy. And I got this. And look! And the gentleman in there asked if the spirit was doing that. I see with my phone, it clearly said yes.
Well,
Got a picture? No.
it's like I tell everybody, be careful what you ask for, because you might get it.
Well, I sure was wondering. I seem to be the star. Not alone. I can't wait to tell you.
We still have a group upstairs.
I think so.
Let's go upstairs. We're going to take you upstairs now. If I can see how to walk up the steps.
That's my job.
Oh, thank you.
For my son. He's over here.
All right, everybody. We're live on live stream. Is everybody having a good time?
Oh yeah. That spiked a couple of seconds ago. It was a male spirit, I think, and I asked him if he didn't like a lot of groups, if he was like a quiet like person. It blinked, and yeah.
This young lady over here is Janet Pennington. She's the director of SOS, our teammate in this endeavor. Say hello, Janet. Usually she talks more than that.
You didn't get in there.
Well, this is the master bedroom. This is where a good bit of the activity has been experienced. This is where the police officer saw the light in the window. Now the police here in Jonesboro will no longer respond to the burglar alarm going off, which is kind of crazy because they're the ones with the guns. But all the furniture in the house is period. It's not related to the house. It's volunteers, stuff that's been donated to the county. But it's all beautiful. And yes, that is a real sword. We'll wander this way. Here's another one of the pretty ladies in the period dress. We're live stream.
Okay, hi. Finding anything here?
They're getting a little activity downstairs.
Yeah,
But that's what we're here to look for.
that's right. I was told there's been activity in here, but I don't know about tonight.
You know, it's coming to a place like this, you hope something will happen. That's kind of like going to the grocery store and there's no food. So
Yeah, right.
Wow.
oh yes, absolutely. They mess with equipment all the time.
What's that?
We're live on the air.
Oh, we're live. Oh, that's
We're doing a
lovely.
live stream to the command
Oh
center.
my goodness.
That way everybody else somewhere else can watch us.
Fascinating. That is fascinating. That's interesting.
Are we having a good time?
Yeah, interesting.
Smelling tobacco.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens a lot up here. Leanne was talking about that last time we were
Last
here.
time we were here, she smelled it up here. I remember that. Yeah, and I really smell it now tonight.
Yeah.
Whoever's smoking speed, right?
Yeah.
Well, how was your trip home?
It was not bad. We made record time.
Good.
Take your time, sweetie.
Other groups.
They might be in that room right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do they want anybody to?
I think, yeah, they've been on there. Yeah.
That's the second confirmation. Yes, I know. He actually said yes on the recorder in there. You were there. Yeah. That's what it is. That's two confirmations. Right down the right.
There we go. Bye. You getting results?
Oh, yeah, we can start a whole conversation.
Well, keep talking, keep talking.
He verified again that it's him that is walking in here.
This is going to be really hard. The next thing can you bring me a picture? I can't read.
You're probably just picking up on what that.
We're gonna walk, take a little look around outside.
Yeah, right across.
Here's some more of our lovely attendees. We're live on the air.
Oh, yeah.
Is everybody having fun?
Yeah. Get a washer, dryer, and a door.
Are we having fun?
We are, always.
We're live on the air.
We're not the spirit.
No, but I wanted the people to see that everybody was having a good time.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Scared the hell out of us.
Well, that's what ghosts do. I don't know if you can see this or not, but we've got a beautiful banner. Of course, you can't see it, but it's got our logo and all the logos of world's largest ghost hunter thriller events. I'll definitely get a picture of it and send it to you.
Bye, Deborah.
I'm gonna walk out here to the old schoolhouse, to where we had our meet and greet earlier. Inside, they have one of the banisters from the courthouse, and they believe that's where the activity out here comes from. This is the schoolhouse. Of course, it says school, so if you can't read that, then it's time to go back to school. This is our third visit here, our second investigation. Of course, normally we wouldn't have this many people, but what we've tried to do is turn it into a teaching and learning event. Some of these people have never been on the ghost hunt before. So if we can give them a positive idea of what we do, what we try to do, maybe we can get them in the right step.
Oh, I think I see a ghost now.
Where? Oh, there's one hanging up outside. They're getting ready for Halloween early.
Let's go show them the command center.
Oh, yes. It's time to go see our command center. Well, as they say, from our command center to yours.
Because we almost didn't see stuff.
It's right now, down the line.
Hello.
Lost my other lives.
And now we're in our command center. Normally it's not this messy, but we don't have a lot of room to work with. So we just decided to check it out and tell you. But we have 6 cameras out of 8 that we have running in different areas of the house. They're all infrared. Most of them are Sony camcorders that we hook up. We do have some closed circuit TV cameras as well. And I'm gonna tell you, if you have any of these left, don't sell them. Don't get rid of them because they're priceless. You can still hook them up to cable and run them to your DVR like we're doing here. I'll teach you how to ghost hunt on the budget. But it's been a unique experience. The people here have treated us literally like kings. They paid for t-shirts to sell. They made sure that they had enough to where we all got a free one. And I think it's because they see that we give them a personal approach. We're not just coming in to see what we can capture and then leave.
What you saying, Bob?
Nothing.
Oh.
Absolutely nothing. I see somebody walking into the camera. Alrighty then.
So describe for the viewers what we would normally see on an event that didn't have this many people.
Well, normally, if this was an honest to goodness investigation, we would have cameras set up. We would have everything turned off. We would run it to our DVR. We would monitor it. And that's the important thing, because you're going to have to go back and watch all the video anyway. Why not have somebody sit and watch it? That way they can take notations as to when something happens. And then when you go back to review it, you can actually look for a particular spot, see if it really was something. Normally we would run audio from the cameras, but with the amount of people in here, we didn't think that would be a wise thing.
How do you choose your camera placement?
Well, I look for the areas that are going to have the most reports of activity. You know, if I have enough cameras, I may put them in different areas, even though there aren't any stories. But the main thing about doing an investigation is if you don't have current, credible accounts of activity, it's going to be awful hard to do anything and accomplish. So, and we've been fortunate because a lot of people come through here and they're always telling us about an experience they had or somebody else. These people are good storytellers. They remember everything.
Why don't you tell them who would be good contacts for them to get in contact with when they want to investigate a site?
Well, the best thing to do is you're going to have to set up something to where you either contact them by phone or by email. I've even known people that have stationery that will send a letter. And basically what you do is you ask for a moment of their time. And if you can get them on the phone, or if you can go have a sit down with them, that makes it a lot easier. And you just have to show them what you're doing, what you hope to accomplish. You're not just there just to get your scare on. What we're trying to do here is like everybody else. This is a historic location. It's a treasure. And as time goes on, we lose more and more of them. So if you can't prove a haunting scientifically yet, you can prove it historically. If you have a house that's been around since the Civil War and you've had multiple families live there, they all experienced the same activity, but they didn't know each other, so there was no way for them to communicate their experiences. And everyone would describe the same person, the apparition. So then you take a photograph, if you're able to get one, of who was the original owner of the house. And they all pretty much pointed him out. It's kind of like a ghost lineup. You're wanting to show people that this house has value, not just through the hauntings and the ghosts and the spirits, but that it has a place in our history and it's something that should be protected. I know now, nowadays in this political climate, plantations and Civil War, things like that doesn't go over very well, but it's still something that happened. It still has a lot to do with places being haunted. So we've got to protect it. I was really surprised at the mixture of people that we had come in here. We've had people investigate with us before, and you wouldn't think that they would be interested. And I noticed that over the years that's changed a little bit. Used to, we had friends, a friend of ours that was a photographer, Matt Odom in Macon, and he would go with us. And he's African American, and he loved it. He ate it up. But most of the other people that we know or friends with, they didn't want anything to do with it. But it's slowly turning around, and I think a lot of that has to do with, the times. It's not like it is in the old movies where, they're scared and they run out of the house. But it's one of those things that if you ever get started, I used to do residential. I don't do residential anymore. All I do is historic, and it's great. I love it. These places here are never a disappointment. They may be active one night and not so active the next, but overall, on the percentage, it's wonderful. It's great. And the equipment, we buy our own equipment. So it's pretty easy for Christmas, birthdays, that sort of thing. I'm easy to buy for. But, not everybody understands that. Not everybody wants to fork out $300 at a time. But this is one of those locations that you almost feel at home here. It's funny to watch everybody have their experiences. I tell everybody all the time, be careful what you wish for. You might get it. So it tickles me when they have their own experiences. Well,
You want to take them back into?
yeah, let's walk back in there and see what everybody's doing. Look at the vision coming up the steps. And these nice people. This is Heather. This is Scott. They're members of SOS, but they're also our stepchildren. So
You're messing up your EVP class.
I'm doing my last.
Standing wait on.
No, you're not in my way. Yeah.
Are the child parents in the house? Do you have the
Guy right there. Yeah.
Are the child's somebody else? Do you have the AVP on?
Yeah, I don't know what he's saying, but he's in a
The
lot
child's
of it.
parents in the house?
I gotta see somebody on the scale. I heard something like this.
Do you have the AVP on?
Yep.
Are the child's parents in the house?
I gotta
I
see
hear like
something.
a
Yeah.
I saw it come up on the screen.
How many people live in this house?
Does that mean that they are in here? Does that mean they are in here?
Well, we're doing an AVP session now, which is on the recorder, so we'll just type of stuff back.
What's the name of the person that was setting off the device in here? What is your name? Who are you that is setting off the device right now in the middle of the floor? Who are you? Heard a male finger, I can't make it out.
Does she have any brothers or sisters?
Device right now in the middle of the floor. Who are you? Right there, you hear it? Real breathy. I'm sensing a male in here. What is your name? Somewhere there.
I bet, does she have any sisters or
I'm
brothers?
sending a mail to your plans right there. You hear it?
Martha,
Can't make it out.
yes, she has any brothers or sisters.
Do you have any advice for us for a living about how to do it better before we pass? Oh, I hear it right there. Trying to figure it out. What year is it to you? Hold on. What year is it to you? You ever hear that moan? You ever hear that moan? It is breath on there too. There's a moan before it. What year is it to you? Listen. Right there.
Ask her what year was she
There's the
born.
breath.
Ask her what year was she born.
I have.
We're just playing a back.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What was that? Is there anything that you would like from us? I think it's just trying to get out.
That's what I heard was getting out.
Right there.
Yeah.
Get out. Get out.
They may not like us being here.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I love being told to get out. It's amazing. I always want to go right on in anyway. Crazy people.
Hey, Beverly has a request question for EVP.
Okay.
She wants to know why they keep moving the candlestick.
I need to ask about, we couldn't get a response.
That would do another one. Hold on. Okay, we're still in the piano room. Session number 3. The question has been asked. Why do you keep moving the candlestick? Is that correct? In the piano room. Why do you keep moving the candlestick in the piano room? Why? We want to know why you stay. Why haven't you moved on? Yep. Want you get your own? I already have. Oh, you already have? Yes, sir. I'm all over it. Hey, I'm a PRO professional, dude. PRO professional. All right, let's see what kind of answer we get. Okay, we're still in the piano room. Session number 3. Question has been asked. Why do you keep moving the candlestick? Is that correct?
In the piano.
Whoa. In the piano. Why do you keep moving? Hold on. The piano.
Wow.
What you say?
It's kind of come across to me like, okay, we're still in the piano room. Session number 3. Here we go. Question has been asked. Why do you keep moving the candlestick? Is that correct?
In the piano.
Why? In the piano room. Why? And who's doing the candlestick in the piano room? You knocked 3 times.
Yeah.
You gotta do it again, sorry. Session number 3. Question has been asked. Why do you keep moving the candlestick? Is that correct?
And again,
In the piano room, why do you keep moving?
Oh, why is it
the
in the
candlestick
room?
in the
Why
piano
is
room?
it in the room?
Okay, we're still in the
So
piano
that's
room,
probably
session number 3. Question has been asked. Why do you keep moving the candlestick? Is that correct?
and again,
Why in the room? You keep moving the candlestick in the piano room, why?
Where'd those 2 knocks come from before?
Oh, yeah, the 2 knocks are
Yeah.
not there either. And those are right here in this room. There's another one. That might have been somebody's foot, but the other ones were solid knocks. You're in it now, RJ. You're in it now.
Ask them where are they in this room? Where they're standing in this room?
Why do you keep moving the candlestick? Is that correct?
and again,
And why do you keep moving the candlestick? I think they're asking us why. I don't think you can see what we're doing. But the 2 knocks.
Yeah.
And the knocks were solid in the radius room. What's that? Oh, well, that's the lady from the why in this room. I'm not sure what she means. We want to know why you stay. Why haven't you moved on? Nothing on that one. No.
okay, so the question is, why are you
Why are you moving the candle?
the candles in the candle holder?
The whole straight.
And all of the straight, and you'll go in there and will be put that way. And you can study that.
All right, well, what's that? Why not? We have nothing much time, so let's do it.
Really good response.
EVP blast, 4th time around. In the piano room. All right, so we have a little bit of a clearer question now. Why are you moving the candlesticks in the candle holder? Do you just like messing with the staff? Did somebody just make a whirring sound?
I thought I heard.
Right here. Right here.
Yeah, it's like.
That bugger came right across my right ear. It's an active place, guys. Active place. But the question of the end of the day, guys, is, are you having a good time? Yeah, that's all that matters. That is all that matters. All right, let's play this back to again. EVP blast, 4th time around in the piano room. All right, so we have a little bit of a clearer question now. Why are you moving the candlesticks in the candle holder? Do you just like messing with the staff? Oh, that was a yes. That was a male yes. In the candle holder. Listen, do you just like messing with the staff? Right there, yes.
It's always the same number.
Yep. One more time for the fun because I love this stuff. I just love
Ask me where you standing at? Where are they, where they standing at? I like to know where they're standing at.
Do you just like messing with the staff?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Oh, but I think we have last get. Right at the end. Right there. Get out. You know, honestly, here's the deal, and I kind of get what you're saying about that.
And I just
What
do
I'm
this.
across to is Yeah, they just, you know, there are some of them jerks. I'll give you that. There are some that just, and they want you to know. Also, too, they may not understand what you're in their house.
Probably coming
I'm just saying. I don't dig that either. But, you know, this is again, we sat the kitchen. We typically, this turned out to fall. When the daughters say, you have a lot of people in and out of town.
It's like.
But this is more of an isolated. I have as many.
Somebody breathe that. Somebody breathe that. I hope somebody.
I promise you we're alive.
Ever since y'all started coming
I was about to ask you, when you sit on this couch, and I was like, have you ever sat on this couch?
Oh, Lord, that's not cool.
And I mean, all this, we have not had this much until Robert and his.
They were sat in here in the day.
And we have consistently, and auditors and overhill. So we, anybody have a question in the middle of the night?
Yeah. Well, what happens is once they realize that people can see, feel, and hear them, they get very active. Because they, yeah, I mean, the thing you have to also understand too is that these people are on the other side. They don't really have a lot of interaction with you. And now they do. And it's not alone. So they're enjoying themselves parading through the house.
Yeah.
But they do like this, but as I said earlier, they also do get tired. That's why these things should only go a certain amount of time. You gotta cut it up because they've got to recharge as well.
Yeah.
You know, they got to recharge their energy as well. So, you know, just like we do, some of you will go home tonight and wake up in the morning right here, lady. That's because they've been absorbing your energy. You just didn't know it. You'll leave here dragging your butt, and you won't know why. Recommendation, by the way, go home, take a couple out of your protein. You don't feel like it because I'm guaranteed by the morning you're going to want it. Yeah. So, anybody have any questions about the EVP questions we've asked? Everybody good?
Where do you get one of those at?
This here?
Yeah.
eBay, they're $89 on eBay. It's called a Sony ICD UX560 recorder. It's type in Sony ICD UX and you'll get a whole bunch of new ones that'll work. But you know, this one's it's about $80. The thing with this one is it has a moving bar, so when she was speaking, or somebody was speaking earlier, the bar moved, it's just recording noise. And when nobody was saying anything, I saw the bar move. That's how I knew I had an EVP on it as well. It has an indicator. Yeah.
Hey, Richard, for our viewers who are tuning in online, tell them what you normally like to get out of an EVP session.
Yeah, EVP sessions, you know, a lot of people ask different questions, and usually the same questions. I tend to think about if I was talking to my grandfather, if I was talking to somebody who's a major history teacher, what would I ask? If I had that opportunity, what would I ask? I wouldn't ask why you're here. You know, everybody asks that question, you know. But I would ask things like, and I have, you know, things that are relevant to the place, to the time frame. I've asked questions about, can you tell us another way to live life better? I've asked that question down and we get a great answer back. I don't remember what it is now, but
Have a great story.
have a great story. So that question doesn't get asked too often of the spirits, I'm sure. But that was an answer he gave. Have a great story. That was his answer to how we live a better life. Have a great story. So he asked questions that are relevant, questions that are off the mark. The generic stuff they hear all the time during investigations, but ask questions that are different. How are you feeling today? What year is it to you? Something that has some relevance to the time and the place. Were you injured here if it was a hospital? Just things that make sense. And I always try to be relevant. I always try to be something that dials into the location. You know, you've got a very historical location here, so to ask questions of people that lived in that time frame, to me, is amazing. I mean, you're actually talking to history. People don't look at it that way. They look at, oh, you're talking to a piece of history that lived 100, 150, 200 years ago. So it's something that you, number one, have to respect. Number two, you also have to approach it the right way. You know, what would you want to be asked if you were a person that was 200 years old? I mean, that's what you got to think of. What would you want to be asked? You know, that, you know, dance for me goes, what would you want to be asked? You know, people like that. You see it on TV. So to me, the EVP stuff is very big. I'm an EVP, I consider myself an EVP specialist. But the methodology we used here tonight was interesting. It was in time, it was on time, and it answered a lot of questions. We knew within minutes what the answers were to the questions set and had to wait later and do it. So it was really interesting. We got told to get out a couple of times. Yeah, and again, it just could be because they're tired. They could just be tired. Oh, I bet, yeah, see, it's the case to me is telling you you're agreeing with me, aren't you? It does wear you out. It does make you tired, doesn't it? Can you hit red? If that's the case, can you hit red? Boom, there we go. I'll do it. So, I mean, they're willing to work with you. You just got to work the right way with them, that's all. Because T3 or T3, they're tired. Would you like us all to go home right now? If so, can you light it up? Maybe let's be here. Oh, yeah. Again, it's like an EVP, you gotta give it a 10, 15 seconds sometimes for after responding. But it is responding on command, so that's a good thing.
So Richard, if they want to get involved in EVPs at home, what type of equipment do they need?
My take has always been for the last 26 years, Sony ICD UX series recorder. The one I have is a UX 560, very technologically advanced. It actually will have a moving bar to tell you an EVP has been recorded. It's on the ground. Playback is great. And you can actually plug it into your computer directly with a dongle. I would also recommend you get a Bluetooth speaker. This one is $9, $10 on eBay all day long. And you get a audio cable to go to your recording and you can play it back. Again, I believe in cheaper freight. So I'm a cheapskate. But all told with this, we're talking I pay $60 for all three. So it's a cheap way to do it. You don't have to go crazy. It's a cheap way to do it. I think it's better than crazy. Hopefully that helps. Get you something, guys. Go get yourself a good EMF reader and a digital recorder, and that's all you need. Get somewhere in a nice place that you know is active, sit in a chair and shut up. It would be unbelievable how many EVPs you catch when you don't even ask your question. And I've done it a million times. It's there, they want to talk, especially in this building. They really want to talk. So hopefully that helps.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you for your support.
In a moment, can I just get a quick picture with you? Yes, of course. Thank you.
Oh, glad to. Give me a call and we'll get together and do work on something.
Absolutely. Yes, I'll be ready.
All right.
Yeah, everything from the
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. All right. Please do. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Well, it's a pleasure having you. I'm glad you came out. Oh, yeah.
And if you do take people on the vacation with you, I'll be able to turn email and phone calls.
All right. How old are you? How old are you?
37.
Oh, you're old enough. I couldn't tell with this. I mean, you could have been 16 for all I know.
I look at you.
There you go. Well, look, thank you. We appreciate you coming out.
I got a very good spot for you to do. My mother's house is right down the road. I grew up with activity there. I still have activity there now. Grandfather died. It's even more activities. So, yeah. Yeah.
Well, she's got my number. So, we'll work something out.
All right.
That's right. Yes, great seeing you.
Y'all have a good day. You're probably going to have to go out the side gate. 10 more minutes. No.
One of the reasons, the one here that she's Irish Scottish. Irish Scottish. So that's one. I know one of them doesn't do that side. Yeah. This second dog like a female. If he's born, she's not here. She'll be playing in the mid-30s internet. They came over to help build the area, as they did most in Northwest Georgia. And she just kind of left here. She just kind of got abandoned. It just sat there. Oh, see you guys. Yeah.
It's beautiful. But that's not real sugar. I don't know why I pointed that out. It seemed perfect at the time.
I'm going to call you Aaron. If Aaron wants the camera, the same way. Hey, guy. He's a nice guy.
Get ready. It's time for a slap down.
Time for a slap down.
No, just joking.
It is designed to put up a posting of lines of laser, so they actually go through it, like a spirit walk through it. They actually go out of razor light. Because of the
Right. We had those going off upstairs. Or if you wait for it.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, I said my shirt was tucked.
Look at my feet. Because it sounds like somebody's whispering in my shirt.
Oh, God. I had. Oh, you had
Pardon me.
You can't do it.
Sir?
Are you guys going upstairs to do?
I'm trying to make it.
There, there's one up there.
I'll bring these back up there because we had them going off and they're trying to get them.
I'm coming.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I was just taking pictures of it, just see what I can pick up. I took the same one.
Hey, guys, we're going upstairs.
So that's one thing I got.
There you go.
We're going upstairs.
But just it's a numbers game. The more you do,
Yeah, oh yeah, I know, yeah.
the more you
Oh
get.
yeah, I've got one of the Fox Theater and stuff like that. I've got a bunch of stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's the only camera that takes stuff like that. And other cameras don't do it.
Really? Yeah.
It's weird.
I use my phone a lot. I've still got digital cameras.
Yeah.
But I've got this with me, and you can only carry so much stuff at a
I
time.
know it.
It's like the crowd starting to thin out.
Yeah, just a little bit. I think we had a good turnout. Seems like everybody had a good time.
I was trying to get Priscilla to touch the board.
Oh,
Giving her
okay.
permission to use my energy for my cell phone and me, but she is very annoyed at us, I think. I think she's very annoyed.
I think it's a dude that's more of an ass that's going on back in here than anything. They ain't man controlling the whole house. That's what it feels like.
I'm gonna let her use my energy for my cell phone, see if she'll come and touch it. All right, Priscilla, I'm giving you permission to use energy for my cell phone or me to come touch that orb. We were talking to you earlier, but will you come and touch that orb? It won't hurt you.
That was my favorite color. It didn't show people, it showed like white.
Mhm.
She said she found them on the ground.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. I'll put them.
Thank you, sir. Well, we're starting to count down. My time is almost over, but I wanted to give a couple of shout outs before our time was done. Number one, a shout out to our friends who are no longer with us. Andy, we miss you. We wish you were still here with us. A shout out to my professor, Dr. Lloyd Auerbach. He's been a big influence and helped teach me a lot. And to the members of the Georgia Ghost Society and SOS. I appreciate all the hard work you've done. And Maria, I say the best for last. You've made this fun again, and I haven't been this energized in quite a while. So we're already ready for next year. We've already got plans in the works, and they want us to come back here, so we think we will. But this has been a lot of fun. This is the first time I've ever taken part in an event this big, and I have not been disappointed. So to everybody around the world at your locations, I wish you luck, Godspeed, safety, and have a good time. That's why we do this. If you can't have a good time with what you do, you need to go home. And I'm not ready to go home yet. I mean, yeah. But thank you, Maria, Candy, our coach, Becky. This has been a blast.
It's been a great evening for it.
It has. It really has. And I've investigated all over the country. But there's just something about the South. You know, it has its own little unique ring to the bell. So.
Good night, Merle.
We're out under the pavilion, just counting the clock. But I can tell you after this, when we're finished here, I'm taking a week off. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you for including me in on this. You guys are great. We'll see you soon. Take care of yourself. The bell tolls. Yes, the same thing, yeah. You done stop? No, that's it. here in Georgia. Good night, everybody.